This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just want to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go.
Our boy is born in Hardtop, Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. Hello, welcome back to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. I am Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know why I decided to ball up a piece of paper while I'm talking on the mic. Y'all, I'm not a novice, I swear. I know how to do things. I don't know why I just balled up a piece of paper. But yeah, BravoCon is this upcoming weekend. Like, shows are premiering. Beverly Hills is back. Rhony wrapped up this reunion. We're getting Potomac and Married to Medicine and Miami. That is a lot. It's a lot of overload. However, I wanted to talk about the Rhony recap, and who better than my girl, Bibliolifestyle, Victoria. Victoria, how are you?
Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm telling all my friends, especially the moms out there, if you are actively parenting right now, you're going to have to tell your children to fend for themselves. Bravo is giving us so much content right now. You have to tell those kids, fend for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to keep up in these streets.
And I feel like I'm like on an island by myself, and that's not by design. I'm also watching The Boat Show. Ooh. And I'm like, let me tell y'all something. I need y'all boat show fans to hear me and hear me good. No, Toomey does not need to come in there being so grateful for Natalia doing the job that she fucking was supposed to do. Y'all have never told another Chief Stew that she need to be gracious and just accept and be grateful. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've never seen any Chief Stew come out like this. It's like, get the fuck. I'm like, well, she came on that boat. That shit was disorganized. Name a Chief Stew has never walked on the boat and said, I need to change things around because it's a little disorganized. And Natasha does not count because she is a beta bitch. I said it.
Ooh. Well, here's the thing. I'm not watching The Boat Show, but living a boat show life through my husband, who's always on the boat. Every new boat you go on, every single one, it doesn't matter. Once you step foot on a boat, you're going to have to make changes. You know, you are going to have to go through that whole boat. You're going to have to know where it is, where things are. You're going to have to label things. You're going to have to get familiar. So if you're jumping on a boat and you expect everything to be ready to go for you, no, that's...
Girl, I got a Bridge in Brooklyn to show you. Every year, they're saying like, girl, I got to... The chef is complaining about the pantry, either the space or lack thereof in the kitchen, in the galley. Girl, this is not new, but I find it very interesting that y'all telling to me who is the first Black Chief Stew ever on Below Deck, any of them. And then y'all coming like, oh my God, she came in there and she's like, she wasn't grateful for Natalia. Oh.
So hold on. I remember Toomey because I was watching Toomey when I was...
She was on Down Under. She was the second stew. Right. So when they said Chief Stew, I was like, she's perfect for this.
So is she the Chief Stew now?
She is the Chief Stew for Below Deck. med. And so when
Ooh.
she sat down on Natalia, and the thing about it is, I was like, yeah, the other part about it is like, y'all act like Natalia was not combative last season. It's just Natasha was a baby back bitch. That's why it didn't go too far. She was like, so watching her is very interesting because I'm like, as a Black woman, I'm like, so first of all, you're like, you're going to stop doing the hands. I talk with my hands, bitch. So you're going to have to deal with it. But also I remember Natalia from last season. I'm like, yeah, this is how she is all the time. Natasha just did not buck up at her as Chief Stew. That's it. Like, it's like, she's not all that different from last season. She's really not. And Kyle is my teddy bear, but baby, you did not have, like, the thing about it is you were being the bone collector on both sides, but we're ignoring the fact, see, this is not about the bone show. And Natalia like went to the chef, said, this is what she said. And I'm like, baby, he's like, I can't give too much fever to Kyle when I saw Natalia trying to like put a wedge between Toomey and the chef, whose name I just literally just forgot. I don't think he's a bad chef. It's just, I really just forgot his name.
Also, I wanted to know is that she's a Chief Stew. I love Toomey. I'm not watching the boat show, but
I love Toomey because she was like, "You are fine." She's like, "You were wonderful. You were doing an amazing job." I just said the boat was disorganized. Natalia was like very upset about that. I'm like, "Girl, did you build the boat? I mean, like, is she talking about your boat? Even if she was, I'm like, I don't know any Chief Stew that don't walk in there going, oh my gosh, I got to get everything organized." Yeah. Everybody who's Chief Stew needs to make sure one is organized so they know where the fuck. I was like, I can't send you to do something if I don't know where it is.
No, it's what you do. Every boat you go on, you have to get organized. The captain has to get organized. He has to do his filing. He has to label things. He has to know what switches are. Like, legit, my husband walks out the house with our label, or what do you call it, label maker thing, for the first week, because he's going through his label. Like, you have to do your thing. And then he returns my label maker. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
No, it's serious though. But yay for Toomey.
Where's my label? Where's my label?
I'm telling you, man steals my label maker, but it's always the first week on a new boat, and then
oh my god, right? What y'all want her to come? You should be so humble, or basically, it's very much like we let you be. It comes off like we let you be Chief Stew. No, to be busted her ass.
Here's the thing too. You really don't have a lot of Black people, and let me be very specific, dark-skinned.
Correct.
On these boats, because I was like, Black people thing ain't cutting it, because I'm going to be bringing this up in the Rhony reunion when we get
okay.
But I'm just letting you know, there are not enough dark-skinned people in yachting. So yes, you know.
So because that's the thing we told her. Her first charter is the second charter, but her first charter was a group of Black women. And do you know how impressed they were with this? They're like, oh yes, I'm so excited. They were like, yeah, because we don't see too many of us.
It's true. No.
Like, it's true.
It's true. It is true. That's why it kind of broke my heart when they were giving the Bahamian girl such a hard time. And I remember this other decky, he was new as well, and he had a lot of learning to do. It was the same boat with the Bahamian girl. I forgot his name. But yeah, it's just, you really don't see a lot of Black people. So when you do see Black people, you got to root for them, man. You really do.
Yeah, because Malia, who was like, she worked her way up to bosun. I think the person you're talking about is Z, because I think he's South African.
Yes, it was Z.
As much as I give fever to Malia, the one good thing that I can say about her is the way that she treated him.
Yeah, and she's a good teacher.
She was a good teacher, and it was just like, I can say a lot about Malia, but I appreciate the way that she treated Z, even though Z bugged the fuck out of me.
He did.
I appreciated how like she led with empathy when it came to she's like, I remember being like new and nobody didn't want to teach me, and she's like, I never want to be that person. And I appreciated that from her. I really did.
Z had also a unique experience, because he said his brother is in yachting, but his brother is white, right? Correct,
because he was adopted by a white family, I believe.
Yes, he was, because his mom worked for that family, and they took him in. But Z as well, I love seeing him, and I'll always say this, I don't fuck with Malia. However, Malia is a great teacher. I love how she was
I have to say, she was a caboose.
She's good. She's
outside of June Hannah, outside of Hannah, and what she did with Hannah, it's like with her crew, her staff, she was fine. I actually kind of like that she was like no, I remember when nobody didn't want to teach me nothing because I'm a woman. She's like, I will never treat anybody like that. And I appreciate it. And the fact that, and I'm not watching The Winter House because y'all know damn well. Yeah, she's on it. And they're like, why you not watching it? Because that tall man that y'all try to cosplay as handsome is on there, and I ain't doing this with y'all. It's like Austin Kroll is not handsome. He's tall.
He's tall. Yes, I will die
when
on
I
that
tell
hill.
you exactly, it's like me and Victoria have been talking about this. I'm like, he is not handsome. He's just tall. And then people are like, well, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know you're not watching Southern Charm. I am. So if there's anyone listening who's watching Southern Charm, what a mess. Just what a mess.
You know what? I need you to talk to Zell because Zell is watching it this season. And she's like, this is like, oh.
I want to talk to anyone. Just yes, make the referral. Hello, you have a friend.
Make the referral. Friend. It's like, yeah, it's like Zell was watching. I was like, nope, I got off the train. And mind you, I keep seeing Vanita's social media, and I'm like, she should be enough for me to just go, you know what? Let me just go back to Southern Charm.
Listen, I am the Black lady who watches that show and fully recognizes how problematic AF it is, but I still show up to the show. But I'm telling you, on the Austin thing, and this is the reason why I brought it up, is he is just legit tall. Like, he is a hot mess right now. And the thing that irks me with that show, they always make the women go through it and the men get off scot-free. So we have Shep, essentially, the rundown, Steph, is Shep is back post Taylor, and he's trying to make a bridge with Taylor. And
Taylor was the girlfriend that he had last season. Is she the one who's brother? Is she the one who lost a brother, or is it somebody else?
Wait for it. So she has also lost, I think, a relative. Right now in the show, Taylor's brother just passed.
Okay.
Not Taylor. What's the other one? Taylor and now I forgot her name. The blonde. She was dating Austin.
Okay. Because I remember I watched clips of the last year's reunion, and one of them had lost a brother. I just didn't know who they were.
Taylor lost someone I know, but we're not there in this show. I'm trying to remember what's the name of the other girl. Like, she's a
because aren't they new? It's like, yeah, I heard Madison is back. And
Madison is killing it. Listen to me.
God. Oh my God, for real?
Madison is killing it. Like, I feel
Madison.
I know. Oh, the girl's name is Olivia. I just pulled up my.
Is she new?
Olivia. So here's the thing. Olivia was dating Austin. Taylor was dating Shep.
Okay.
Taylor is Shep's longest relationship. They broke up last season. The reunion was a big blow up. Like, she was heartbroken. She's young. Like, this is her first serious love. So they broke up. Austin is friends with Taylor, aka the girl Shep just broke up with. He was comforting Taylor. We all felt like something was going on. Madison low-key called it. Like, I think Austin's in love with you. Remember, Shep is his friend. He was dating Olivia. He broke up with Olivia. During the reunion, Austin was trying to make it work with Olivia. That's how we left it. And then he decided, no, this is not going to work. So he and Olivia aren't speaking. So the season essentially started with Austin fucked up shit with Olivia, so they're not talking, they're on the outs. Shep is trying to have his redemption with Taylor to just be at least friends and cordial. But in the midst of it, Shep is finding out Austin might have hooked up with Taylor during her breakup spiel. So now they're trying to make Taylor the hoe this season because Taylor allegedly hooked up with Austin. She's sending nudes to Whitney. She's basically come one, come all. She's going through the, in my opinion, classic breakup thing. But this is where my girl Madison comes in. Because in the last episode, Madison is sitting there. She's essentially calling out Taylor for all these things because, you know, she's a Christian girl acting holier than thou. But then it's coming out, you kissed Austin. You were considering dating him. You lied to your friend Olivia. And for me, you know, it's girls over bros. I'm sorry. No dude is coming between me and my good girlfriend. And you lied to this girl on her face. You told her nothing happened. You took Jesus off the cross, hand on Bible, all that stuff. And then what happens? Austin goes behind your back and confesses. So now you are forced to come clean, even though you and the man had agreed not to say anything. So this is what I'm saying. The men get off scot-free, and then the women, so now Olivia and Taylor, who are best friends, are on the outs. Now we're at the point
came in being friends, right?
Well, here's the thing now. So now Olivia's brother passed, and we saw on screen Leva, Venita were meeting for lunch, brunch, whatever drinks. And Olivia should have been there, and she wasn't there, and she wasn't answering her phone, and nothing. And we saw them get the news right then and there that something had happened to Olivia's brother. So again, this is fresh in the aftermath of Taylor lying to Olivia, but then because of the death, everyone's trying to come around and be supportive for her. So remember, Austin is a guy who she was dating, who essentially whatever, but because Austin had lost his sister when he was young, it's like they have this bonding thing and they're trying to be cool. But again, this is the early stages of her grief. But Taylor fucking shaded Venita because Venita was hosting get together. She was hosting together for what's her face for Olivia, just to kind of give her this safe space to vent, to grieve, to whatever. And Taylor was kind of all over the place. So Venita was like, I don't think your energy is the right energy right now. And you guys are on the outs. So it's just her and Leva. And Olivia's coming over and she's like, well, I think she should be around people who actually know her. Like Leva called her out. She's like, that's kind of offensive. Like, I've known her. I know her family, blah, blah, blah. Like Taylor is being made, I hate to say it, the Catherine this season.
That's right, because Catherine is gone.
The difference is though, so here's the difference. And this is where I was living for Madison at that dinner, calling out the boys because they called Madison white trash, a hoe. She went to Miami to fuck, some MLB player. And Madison is like, I'm a hoe. I'm just retired right now. But no one is calling out Taylor for the same behavior. And she's like, well, yeah, I sent nudes, but you couldn't see anything. And Madison was calling out the double standard. And Leva, in her confession, was basically saying, Taylor is that soft-spoken woman, who the men give a pass. They like her. They're not going to throw her under the ringer in the way Madison is. And I'm like, in this moment, I identified with Madison so much because I am that tough woman. I am that person who's going to say what I'm going to say. And if I'm being honest, I envy those soft women who are just gentle and they treat them that way and they give them that pass. Whereas I don't know how they dragged Madison season over season.
They ran her ragged.
All I'm going to say is make the connect because I have Southern charm thoughts, man. I disgusting. It's problematic as hell, but it's good TV now.
I can't, it's like, child. Because I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I'm envious of everybody. Mind you, I'm a Pump Rules fan. So I'm like, I got my problematic show with white people. It's Pump Rules for me. Sometimes it's Below Deck, depending on the season. But I'm like, I hopped off Southern Charm and I'm like, oh, I guess I should hop back on.
Hop on, man. Hop on. I'm telling you, Bravo is giving us so much TV right now. Your real life does not matter.
It really doesn't. Let me live, because when I tell you, the fact that we're getting so much about Potomac before Potomac starts, I'm like, and let me say this. Y'all know that I am a contract employee in the Dixon District. Y'all know how I feel about Robin. I still, literally, the person on the show, the people on the show that I want to hang out is now up to 3. It's Robin, it's Candace, and it's Wendy. Wendy seemed like the one I would want to go to a party with. I'm like, girl, where are we going? Where are we going?
I would love to not just meet Candace and hang out with Candace, but just be like, girl, thank you for being on my screen because I feel seen. I just love that. The thing is, they hate Candace because she, she's Black excellence and she has that Black privilege, honey, and we should be celebrating that.
Like, what's she doing? I'm like, she get to do that. I'm like, girl,
I'm telling you, I live for Candace. I'm excited. Okay, so quick, because I know we're here to chat Rhony, but we have to go down the line. Quick Potomac take. How did you feel about the trailer, but also how did you feel about the taglines? Now, I'm not a Dixon District contractor and nothing like that.
No.
But I was living for Robin's tagline. She's like, and I 100, we're
I still don't care.
I'm 100% that bitch. She's like, listen, I 100% don't care.
I still don't care. It's like, the thing about it is that Robin historically, I have not liked her taglines. I just like Robin. But I can't believe I'm saying this. I really like Giselle's tagline. I'm like,
that was creative.
I thought that was very cute because one, that's one of the shining points about Giselle is her relationship with her children. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, she seemed like, yeah, I put her in the slot of women on this show, even though they're housewives, they're very good moms. So it's like, yeah, I'm never going to take that from them. I like the trailer. I want to see what this new person is. I do not want to see Nigerian versus Nigerian. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that because I like Dr. Wende. I have liked Dr. Wende since day one. I kind of like hers. And I don't know why people had an issue with Candace's tagline. I thought it was kind of funny. Hello, she's a fucking singer. Like, what is happening here?
So I just pulled up the taglines. Candace, when they go low, I just hit the high notes. She is going to take every opportunity to squeeze in her music career, which, by the way, she can sing. The girl can perform. She's doing the damn thing. So I don't like what? Listen, I don't blame Candace. I am here for it. The hold on. Karen's tagline, I don't ride the fence, honey. I am the fence. You ride me. I'm like,
no, I do not, what? Girl. Excuse me. No, I ride Dr. Wende's ample bosom. I do not ride you. Like, absolutely. Like, Karen, shut the hell up.
Listen, Happy and Ness looking good in that cast photo. I got to tell you. So Wendy gave us the professor tagline. Ashley, she gave us a gold digger tagline. What did you think, though?
Like, now, see, girl, it's like, yeah, shut up, Ashley.
Oh, boy.
Girl, if you don't stop with this forehead, it's like, stop it right now. But it's like, the thing about, I don't think everybody called you a gold digger at first, but I guess we tell you one now.
I was just surprised with that.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I like her first season tagline. I really like throw me in the lion's den. It was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I like that. You know, throw me in the cougar den, whatever. I'm like, nope, I feel like that fits. Ashley's always been very mid to like towards the bottom when it comes to the taglines. Like, and the bad part about it is, I feel like Karen and her wigs and her better contour skates through on so much stuff. I'm like, the stuff y'all don't say because y'all like Karen.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good tagline. I will see how I feel about the new person. Mia,
Mia.
When I tell you, at first, I know people were like, now, Candace, why are you saying that? G was going to tell you about that stuff. And then you see his ass doing a damn Instagram like, no, he did that shit. Like, I just want to let y'all know, Candace wasn't lying. He did that shit. I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. I said,
wait, what's that? I don't remember.
Wait, what's his name? Mia's husband. It is G. I'm like, I'm not going crazy. It's G. So Candace was doing like, it was like a few weeks ago where she was saying that like, and I think it was just after it was announced they were getting divorced. And so she was at an interview saying that he had contacted Chris and Eddie and was saying like, I want to talk to your wives and give y'all tea about Mia. And everybody's like, wait, what? Then fast forward, I don't know if it's still on his Instagram, but TMZ had posted it where G was talking about Mia, that she was cheating. I said, if you're going to have a second person, like, because I'm older, I might not be able to satisfy you. Just don't do it in public. I'm like, I'm out. What is that? Girl, what am I watching right now? Like the whole time I was like, oh, so Candace wasn't like making this shit up. Like, oh, she being so messy. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, give her a minute. And then here come his ass sitting in his house with white walls. I say, you know what? This is about to be a whole mess. Let's see what Mia is going to do. Because here's the problem. Mia likes to lie on the internet. So I'm like, girl, what is happening? I'm like,
this is sad. I have to say, this is sad.
It's like, this came out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm sorry, what is happening?
Mia, I was not expecting this. I saw folks online saying they were expecting this. I don't know. I guess I'm blind.
Yeah, because not into the trailer, they said they had issues. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all having issues? What?
Here's the thing. Like they say, what do I say? Sex, money, and something else. Infidelity. Those are the three things that will, ruin a marriage or rock a marriage to the point of no return.
Yeah.
Infidelity, I always feel people can come back from. It depends on the person. Some people can't
and it
come
depends
back
on
for
how
it.
far it is. Because for some people, I've heard that's like, y'all, I'm not the married person, but Victoria's a married person. From what I've heard, it's like it depends on what it is. Because it's like cheating is not a deal breaker for everybody.
No.
I'm like, yeah, I've noticed that.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna say it's a deal breaker. They're like, that's not a deal breaker.
It is
having
not
a whole
deal breaker.
like cheating. I'm like, okay, he's been cheating years. He had a baby. Oh, bitch, get out of my house. It's like,
yeah, big difference. And also
that's the part. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And in the Housewives universe, think about it, Steph. In the Housewives universe, we have seen so much cheating, no offense, or allegedly cheating, hearing of cheating.
Her? Did I lose you, Victoria?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh no, you guys. I lost Victoria.
What happened?
Okay. For some reason, I'm just talking, and now I don't hear anything. That's super weird to me.
I can hear you. I
can't hear anything.
Huh.
Okay. 1 sec.
Pick up from the meter.
Okay, let's see. All right. Technical difficulties over. That was so funny. Like,
I know, but we are back. Mia doesn't want us to talk about her and G.
And I find that very, very interesting because now, you know, that whole rigmarole with his family. Was it the niece or the granddaughter? I'm like, yeah, why this about to come back up?
I think it's gonna. And we even saw in the clip, like, Ashley is like, well, did you marry G for your money? She's like, well, maybe. Look, Mia's the kind of girl, I know Mia's not marrying anyone broke. However, here's the thing. There's a family involved, you know, you have children, you know, it's a bigger thing. So it's going to be difficult. I can't even imagine how difficult it must be when your cash flow changes. Because like I said, the three things that can really screw things up: sex, infidelity, money. I think infidelity, I can see G coming back from that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
especially if he said like it's fine if she cheats. I'm like, wait, what?
I think G is a cool guy. So I don't think and based on how they met and the things they've shared about, you know, their sex life, I'm just like, I don't think infidelity is going to do it. So and if you're not getting sex at all and you're not being satisfied on his side or whatever, okay, that's a problem. And then if the money's not there, ooh, that is going to be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Like the thing about it is, like, I will stand on my little shoebox about this. Like, broke dick is the best dick, but seriously, it's just dick. Like, seriously, it's like broke dick is very, very good dick. Not even gonna hold y'all, but that's all it is. Because I swear, broke dick's like, I can't give you no help. I cannot pay a light bill. Shout out to Tyler Perry. I can't do nothing, but I can give you this dick. Okay, some people like that's fine. Me and I seem the type.
Yeah. Sorry. So I'm a conspiracy theory person. My conspiracy theory is I'm wondering if things were rough and maybe that's why G's family did what they did. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I am wondering if the writing was on the wall because I'm just like, if G is such an integral person, right? Yeah. In the business, he helps set stuff up for his family, you know what I'm saying? And all these things. I can see, and I'm not saying it's right, but conspiracy theory, not based in facts, alleged. I can see maybe his family members doing something in their mind to protect him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they could see some writing on the wall and they don't want some random just coming in. And if his financial situation has changed, like they're claiming it has, if they go to divorce court tomorrow, it's based on where he is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he would have no interest, in my opinion, to fight ownership at this point. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
It's like finances, it's moving things around, it's hiding things. And I'm just really curious now. And I agree with you, Steph. I think the things about Mia and the family and the money and all that, it's going to come up. It's
because it was like, wait, we're seeing cracks and basically them like accusing them of trying to like keep up with the Joneses. I'm like, what Joneses? The ones in Potomac? Like, which ones are you trying to do? It's like, so they're like, and you're spending our money to do so. And I'm like, this is a lot, but I really want to see more of, it's like, I'm excited for this season. And I'm going to say this again. I am a contract employee for the Dixon district. What I will say this,
I find it very interesting that everyone, like the Green Eye Bandits, they're the messy duo. I'm like, baby, I have to tell y'all, it's Giselle and Ashley.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
not Giselle and Robin. It really is not. And the thing about it is when she said there's smoke, there's fire, and they're like, how dare you? I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, if y'all are gonna let Ashley slide on commenting other people's relationships, I think y'all need to hush about Robin. Because did she not have opinions and a half about Wendy, Candace, Robin, Karen, Monique? She's had she has had thoughts and fifis about everybody else's relationship, even when her relationship is literally built on the sandiest of sandcastles.
And
so
we can't get anything.
Coast, then y'all need to shut up about Robin.
And we can't get anything about Michael Darby. All last season, we got nothing.
Not a thing. She did not talk about it. It was like, wait a minute, ma'am. It's like, I'm like, Robin, you need to stop. I'm like, y'all ain't tell Ashley to stop.
And also, now that her divorce is behind her, Ashley, that is, are you going to be talking, ma'am? Because we need something. You gave us nothing. You can't go in on someone else's marriage and alleged cheating or even Mia's, potential
you ain't got a leg to stand on, Stumpy. Because the thing about, I hear what people are saying, like she didn't, like her and Juan did not talk about what happened. I'm like, time out. Please give me one. I want you to give me one example of a housewife who came in and told everybody their dirty laundry without provocation. Without. That is the key word. Because one, y'all let Margaret Joseph cook for a whole damn season. You find out that her accounts were frozen the entire time she was filming that show.
No one talked.
It never came.
Yeah.
And even like when Kyle was on Watch What Happens Live this week, and then asking questions, I'm like, it's very interesting that you are taking it very, very easy on Kyle. You grilled Robin for 11 minutes straight.
Ooh, let's talk about that. Ooh.
Like, absolutely not. Why are you not digging in her ass? You digged in Robin's ass, but you're not digging in Kyle's ass. Shut the hell up about Dancing with the Stars. Bitch, y'all are like uncoupled right now. Y'all live in the same house, but y'all uncoupled. I don't give a good goddamn, ma'am. You are literally scissor sisters with that lady making the music, allegedly. I don't give a goddamn if he's holding Emma's hand. I will be completely honest.
Oh my gosh, we need to talk about Beverly Hills.
I was so pissed. I said, wait a minute, hold up. You're taking it so easy on Kyle, but you literally were grilling the fuck out of Robin about something that literally happened in between filming, and literally anything that she would have brought it up if somebody brought it up when her being broke, she didn't just bring it to the show. Ashley brought it up, and then she talked about it because she talked about it. Y'all ain't bring it up. So she's like, y'all ain't bring it up, so I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just saying, like, who does that?
Okay, so on popular and differing opinion, I actually think, one, Andy gave Kyle the heads up. Kyle agreed. I think we have gotten more out of Kyle on that Watch What Happens Live than we got from Kyle.
13 years.
Thank you. No, legit. I was saying to myself, who is this woman? Who is this woman? I agree. Andy grilled Robin. Here's the one difference, though. I think Andy was pissed at one thing Robin did. It was because she put it on a private podcast. If, for example, so just hear me out. It's sometimes it's not what you do, it's what you do in the aftermath. If the thing had come out and Robin had not addressed it, right, and waited, and her and Giselle did not address it and wait until cameras picked up, I think she would have been in Andy's good graces. Now, granted, since Scandal, people are picking up cameras for all different things. Here's another example I want us to watch out for that is happening right now in real time. It's not the same, but it's similar. And I'm interested to see how she's going to play it. And that is Sai. And I'm going to get into Sai when we talk about the Rhony reunion. But right now, the things that are floating out there about Sai and her husband, alleged, I don't know shit. I find it interesting that those rumors came out, but also we know the reunion is edited. And in the reunion, Andy asked a question that a viewer allegedly asked, because I think it's them sometimes, it's so shady. about how she met her husband. And she talked about the whole Mexico story, swim up pool bar, checking out the friend and whatever. And she gave him her number, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I find it interesting because, again, they decide what they want to hear. The word on the street is about Sai's husband. People have been saying she said something on her YouTube channel. Now we have the question on the record being asked at the reunion. I'm interested to see, how is Sai going to handle this? Is Sai going to answer this on her podcast, which, again, she doesn't have a Patreon to my knowledge, but she has a public podcast with her friend.
Does she?
She does. Okay. So I'm interested. Is Sai going to answer this on the podcast, or is Sai going to wait until they pick up cameras again? That is going to dictate, you know, what happens and what doesn't happen, because I think that's where Robin went wrong. And that's why Andy was pissed. And Andy is like, I don't give a fuck. And we all know Andy loves Kyle and blah, 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 blah. But I have to give credit where credit's due. In that 30 minutes of Watch What Happens Live with Teddy sitting next to her as her fucking crush, Kyle gave us more. Kyle gave us so much more than she did in 13 fucking years. And that conversation with her sitting down with Mauricio, chills. Dorit, we are getting, was it season 6 or 7 Dorit back? I was like,
girl, what? When I tell you, I'm like, let me tell you something. This is the Dorit I like. The fact that she's ready to dig in Erica's ass. Because I'm like, Erica, do not sit in this woman's face and say, girl, they asked me to perform. Bitch, there are so many different things you could say. And they're like, who do you think is the next one to get divorced? I'm like, well, isn't it obvious it's me? Tom is we're in the courts.
Agreed.
Like, you literally could have just said you, but you said Dorit, and it literally seemed like it came out of nowhere. But for you to like, oh, I had to do this because they asked. I'm like, yeah, that's not how any of this works.
Agreed.
Girl, shut the hell up. I had to beat your ass. It's like, you so lucky. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Dorit roasting her in her confessionals gave me so much life. I'm like, ooh.
I lived. It was so good.
Actually, she had that shit coming.
Oof, so good.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Oof, so good. And I have to say, this premiere was one of the best premieres I've seen in a long ass time.
Especially for Beverly Hills. Like, I said that about Atlanta, and I know everybody's like, we have opinions and Fifi's about the Atlanta last season, but I have to say, this past season, I know everybody does not like this season, but this is probably the strongest Atlanta premiere I've seen in quite some time.
You know what?
Because it's like they've always been like a slow burn. I'm like, oh, so we're starting here where Candy's ready to beat some ass. I'm like, stop acting like that's not Joyce's daughter. Why are y'all doing this?
I know folks weren't fans of the last season. I didn't hate it. I was okay. I was okay. I was okay. I really
did. It's like, but I also am someone who likes Sanya. It's like, but also, I don't understand why we didn't get more of Kenya's personal story. But I also I liked Kenya 2.0 when she came back after being gone. So it's kind of like Kenya is a force multiplier. Shout out to Carlos. And it's in a way that is so very interesting. It's like, Marlo, you want to be a force multiplier. You're not. You're just like causing disarray and confusion. And I like Marlo before she became full-time. I'm like, excuse me, I was off the Marlo become full-time train when you showed your whole ass to big motherfucking Frida. I'm like, I will kick both of y'all asses. Sit down and eat this fucking smashed potatoes with big Frida. What? Nope, I don't need her. Nope. Get her off my screen. Absolutely not.
Marlo is not housewife, I hate to say it, material. She's a good friend of. I was watching the show, and all I could see was that the producers were trying to make Marlo happen. That's all I was watching. I don't
know why they were trying to come after Candy. I'm like, y'all, I was not in that conspiracy group, but I kind of am in that conspiracy group chat. I'm like, no, it seemed like y'all want to quote unquote take Candy down a peg or two, and I'm not exactly sure why.
Here's the thing. Candy is good for the show. I personally believe that. And also, if you watch the reunion, it was 80% Candy. People coming at Candy at something different. Sheree coming at Candy. Marlo coming at everyone was coming for Candy. So if Candy wasn't there, what would y'all have?
What would y'all be talking about? Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
So I'm not mad at the Atlanta reunion, but or the season, but I have to say, Beverly Hills gave us the best premiere. I loved how authentic it was to the fact that none of these women spoke to each other post reunion.
And you can tell. I'm like, oh, y'all don't talk. Oh, yeah, like, I'll see you next. I'm like, I'm on vacation. See you when we come back to work.
I just love the fact that look, I know a lot of people probably sick and tired of the healing sessions and stuff like that, but it worked for me in this episode because they legit put all their problems out there, all their feelings. Dorit did it. Kyle did it. Kyle, it didn't make sense to me, Kyle, but it's fine. But they all put it out there. My thing is, I think that's the reason why it worked. My only critique,
that was so funny. I was like, ooh, like, girl, what are you talking about?
I agreed with Garcelle. It's like you weren't coming after the people who were doing whatever. It was confusing. The only critique I have of this premiere, and I don't know if it's a critique or if it's a sign with the writings on the wall, but where was Crystal? Where the fuck was Crystal?
You know what? And it's so bad to say, I didn't realize that until you just said it.
See, most people didn't.
Sitting here like, wait a minute, it's Crystal.
I heard from Crystal's
was she on vacation? Like,
listen, I heard from Crystal's husband. I heard from Crystal's housekeeper. I did not hear from Crystal herself.
Not Crystal's housekeeper.
Her house manager lady. What's her name? I forgot. Nice lady.
Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. I am screaming. It's like I cannot. It just I just realized I did not see Crystal. And I want to know, I need Teddy to explain to me, hey, hi, what did Sutton do to you? Because girl, shut up. You are so lucky that you were fired from that show before we can get you to come to the carpet about just the accountability thing. Because notice we don't talk about that no more. It's like, girl, you so lucky you got fucking fired. Like, let's be fucking for real here.
No, you're lucky Tamara did a podcast with you because honestly, that's what really Tamara and Teddy. Tamara was a winning combination for Teddy, and that is the truth. Teddy
absolutely
would not be Teddying and being invited to what happens live were it not for Tamara.
We're not for Tamara.
It was so obvious to me she was Kyle's crutch. That is okay, but she is still big mad Sutton took her job, i.e. she got let go and the quirky lady got to stay. So she's mad.
I don't know why you're coming after Sutton, but it's like, I'm sorry, excuse me, we probably got friend of Jennifer Tilly. I'm claiming it now. Everybody doesn't know. I'm like, excuse me, Jennifer Tilly is fucking mic'd up, okay? I'm like, Jennifer Tilly's friend of, let me know. Let me know. Okay? Let me know. Okay, so we talked about Atlanta. Everybody's like, I don't think we do a reboot. Rhony has demonstrated, yes, you actually can. Because we got a reboot of Rhony, and it really does feel like a whole different show.
Okay, so
not the same.
Okay, so let's get into it. It's over now. Before we break it down, how did you feel, not just about the reboot itself, which is just scrapping the whole cast and just bringing it all together, but what did you feel like the public sentiment was about the show? Because I feel the public sentiment is mixed. Andy said it did well at the reunion, blah, 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 but I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
So this is the thing. This is what I sat with, and I never stepped off this perch. I thought it was a very good show. I thought it was very weird that it was after Atlanta, because I have maintained, if Orange County had been better last season, it would have followed Orange County, which would have made completely better sense. Why is this white lady show following a black lady show? Like, that don't make any sense, because all the white ladies not watching Atlanta. So why is it on Sunday? I'm like, it should have been after OC, but if OC had been better last season, they would have put it after OC, because for me, it did not make any sense. And I think that was the reason why people didn't really watch, because they weren't watching on Sunday night. It's not like it's a whole bunch of different other stuff. I mean, Sister Wives is on now, but that came on after Rhony. So it's not like that was not inhibiting people from watching it. They just didn't really watch it. I feel like it should have been on during one of a weeknight. It really should have. I'm like, it should have followed one of the white lady shows. No tea, no shade, all tea, all shade. And I like Atlanta. I'm an Atlanta watcher, so I watched it. But it was like, y'all not watching this, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because I thought it was a good reboot, but it's like y'all heard reboot. And it was like, oh, why are we doing this? I'm like, y'all said y'all was sick of them ladies. Because let's be very clear. That COVID season showed how very boring those women are because, hey, hi, the children are all grown. A lot of them are single. They're not working. They're not going out. They're fucking boring, okay? But they've always been boring.
I do get the public sentiment about the nostalgia of Rhony and the nostalgia of those women. I do think they can be put to use in something else. I mean, they have a girls trip coming up. It will be interesting to see that. I don't think they have what it takes to carry a full show anymore. So it would just be them and shenanigans. So instead, just give us a shenanigans show. Send them on a trip somewhere, give us a shenanigans show. It can scratch that itch and we can get new ladies. So my take on the Rhony reboot is I liked it. However, I think it was way too long. Because we got 14 episodes plus 2 reunion episodes. So that was 16. I think it was way too long. I think they should have
too long of a season.
Yeah, like for me, the episode should have been 8 to 10 and one supersized reunion.
I agree with that because I was like, is it just me or have you noticed that they're not announcing at the beginning how many parts of their reunions are now? And then you got to guess. It's like, okay, losing my mind. I'm like, why didn't they say how many parts this is? I'm like, they're not doing that anymore. Even with Atlanta, the last part, he didn't say it was like the reunion is like coming to a conclusion. He didn't say that. It was just like, wait, I'm so confused. What the fuck?
Yes, I don't know. I think my critique is I think the casting was good. The casting was spot on. I don't know anything about the woman who dropped out, but for what we have right now, I think it's good. I think it's solid. It was very obvious these women did not know each other.
Absolutely.
And it really showed at the reunion, but I still think the casting was good. Cut the show. It never needed to be that long. I mean, Jersey's fucking short, for example, and all new Housewife episodes. You know, it's like
Jersey's first season was like what, 10 episodes, I believe,
or 8 or something.
Or 8. It was so short. I think a lot of the like new ones. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. Salt Lake City was short. I don't even remember, but they've always been like short shows.
Well, Salt Lake
14, was. I'm like, wow, it was long.
Yeah, Salt Lake to me is an exception to the rule because it came out during the pandemic.
True.
In the early part of the pandemic. So it
was given a lot of pomp and circumstance at Bravo. Wasn't it announced at the first BravoCon that they were having something?
Yes. Every BravoCon, seemingly, they announced a new show. So I'm very interested to see what the new show is going to be.
Look, can we get back Family Karma? Because I'm about sick of y'all, but I think the rubber's meeting the road with Family Karma.
Yeah.
Because I think some of them all don't live together, and I think they're all not cool with each other, but I don't know. Social media is kind of different because I think Monica and Anisha are actually just cool. Bali is cool with everybody. Bali is everybody's friend. Let's be very clear. Bali is everybody's friend. And then, it's kind of like with Emran and the show. I'm like, I feel like, and then there's Brian who was like, I don't want to say this about Brian because I love Brian, but he's seeming very whitewashed right now. And I'm like, it's getting on my nerves.
No, I get it. But I think the writing is on the wall with that one, unfortunately.
I feel so bad because I'm like, last season I think we had 3 weddings or 3. It was like, girl, this is a lot going on.
Yeah. But I think the writing is on the wall with that. But yeah, so Rhony, the reunion. So I think we should go down each of the cast members because
absolutely.
I personally, I mean, where do we start though? Start with Erin.
Do you want to see the?
Let's start with Erin.
Yeah, please let's start with Erin. And also, this is my other take on Rhony. I'm like, it didn't seem like these women were all friends, but it seemed like they were all friends with the woman who got fired or quit. I was like, I feel like y'all didn't really know each other, but y'all all knew that lady. And it's like, and she's not here. So it looks weird. It's like, y'all saying we friends. I'm like, are y'all? Oh. Aaron is 36 and I'm still stuck at how.
Really?
I'm like, she's 36 and I'm like, she reads 52. Like, I'm very confused here. Because she's like, I'm not uptight. I'm like, yes, you are. Also, Aaron, shut up. You are literally like, she said, so one side called it so quick and early. You lie about your stuff and you never take ownership. Girl,
I agree with that 100%. I think Uber summarized Erin, which is shit stirring something else. She had said it, and I'm like, yep.
No, that's her.
That's her. She's a shit stirrer. She overinflates, underinflates. I agree. She does lie too. It was just,
She was a lot. At first, I was like, am I going to dislike her? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is early Rhony. We're fighting about toilet paper and cheese. I'm like, oh, girl, bring me back to the Big Apple. But the more that I'm looking at Aaron, I'm just like, girl, will monkey stomp you. Like, how is it possible? You are like scared of Uber, but saying you want to drop kick Jessel? Jessel should have said, I'd like to see you try.
I'm telling you.
I'd like to see you try. It's like, girl, you are so full of shit. You talking all this shit with Sai. Better yet, let's be very clear. You had no problem letting Sai be your shield on a whole lot of shit.
Listen,
I'm like, you hid behind Sai so quick.
She hid behind Sai. It was interesting to me, but also part of me is wondering, kind of spinning off your conspiracy theory, the woman who was let go that they all knew, and they didn't know them, each other independent. Yeah. I am wondering if after that woman dropped out, Erin decided, okay, I'm going to be that alpha bitch. I'm going to be, because look.
Ma'am, you are no Jill Zarin. Sit down.
I am a Jessel fan. I think Jessel is a person who won this, not just reunion, but this season, because Jessel started off a bit odd and quirky to some folks, and she wasn't the favorite. I think people were really going in on Jessel, but she was actually the person who ended up triumphant in the end.
Correct.
But Jessel aside, were it not for Erin kind of poking and she's trying to make it her show in the way I feel, I don't care what people say, but Teresa is New Jersey.
Correct.
New Jersey is Teresa's show. Kyle, as much as people feel about Kyle, Beverly Hills is Kyle's show. I'm sorry. It really, really, really is. It's like when you really look at these shows, when you have these dominant personalities, I think that's Erin. But the thing with Erin, unlike Sai, is Erin doesn't own anything.
You know.
And we really don't get to know Erin. But again, we don't know any of these women, so it's going to be interesting to see her next. But let's talk about her scapegoat, Sai, because the people don't like Sai.
Girl, and the thing about it is, like, in the beginning, I'm like, why you Sai? And like, look here, the bitch hungry. Like, I get it. She's like, where the fucking food? Why am I sitting here being starving? But towards the end, it was like, ma'am, stop saying you don't care about something. No. I'm like, I feel like you don't know the meanings of words. Yeah. Because you do care. You do care. But it's kind of like, I'm looking at y'all saying she don't tell us stuff, but then y'all make fun of her for the stuff that she do tell you. So why I'm like, explain this to me like I'm 3. Why should she tell y'all anything? Because Sai is like the thing, and the most endearing part about Sai is her talking about her mom, but is it just me? I picked up on something she said that her husband said. Wow. David said I had to throw her out. And I'm like, I don't think I could characterize that about my own mother. But again, it's kind of like I'm sitting here thinking about the fact that when you have a drug addict or a alcoholic, or it's like with any kind of like debilitating disease that is, which is addiction, you cannot, like, it's very hard to let them be in your home with your children. I feel like if it's Sai and David, her mama would have been able to say, but because they have children, he's like, no, she got to go. And it's it's like, girl, it can't. But the thing about it's kind of like, when it's the way she said it, and I was like, it's interesting that he said you got to throw your mama out. Not, he's like, I know you love your mama. We can find somewhere else for her to go, but she cannot stay here. Not that. It was so different the way. And I'm like, I have a feeling the way she said it is exactly the way he said it. And I'm like, I don't know why that is just rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know why that is. I'm like, he told you to
See,
throw
the thing
your mama
is,
out? I'm like,
well, here's the thing. Her husband actually seems to have a wider range of emotions and empathy
yeah.
than I does. So I just think it's her choice of words. I'm not going to
okay.
to that. But I do co-sign it, unfortunately, because I grew up around stuff like that and having to deal with family members like that. And it's a double-edged sword because to Sai's point, you think you can throw money at things.
And
it's not going to fix it.
And you can't.
And you can't. You also don't want your person to be homeless. I don't know how else. Like she said, she was in a shelter and I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I understood Sai in that moment more than anything else. Because in the beginning of the show, I didn't understand why people didn't like her.
Same.
And I was out here defending Sai, you know, sticking out my neck and like, no, I actually like her. And I love that, you know, she's this boss bitch and everything, you know, about her. Sai, and that's the thing when we're watching these shows, sometimes we see bits of ourselves in some of these women. Sai is me before therapy. And Sai's mother just passed, like it's fresh for her. And when I went to therapy, I realized like I had lost my paternal grandparents who raised me. They were in the same house, everything. And I realized when I went to therapy 10, 11 years later, that I never had an opportunity to grieve them. I didn't have the opportunity to go through the natural emotions, whereas my husband, so it's like his mother, when she passed, he went through it. He actually grieved. Yeah. And he was saying to me, you never did that. So I think Sai, it's a combination of things. Sai has not processed and properly grieved her mother. Instead, she just puts her in a shopping bag and proceeds to work and bury herself in the work. And she doesn't realize that, yeah, she does care, not just about her mom, but with the other women and stuff. But she's had to force herself not to show emotion. She has forced herself not to break. She thinks she's doing a good job at it. I'm like, sis, no, you're not.
You are not thriving the way you think you are.
You are not thriving the way you think you are. On paper, you're thriving. You live in a beautiful home. Like, what's her name? Bryn listed it out. Like, yeah, you have a good life on the surface, but your inside is messed up.
Correct.
And as a person who now is on the other side, 10 years into therapy, on the other side, I can say now, I actually grieved. I can say now, I never used to cry. And now I can actually sit with my feelings and be positive. I'm here crocheting a blanket and I'm thinking of how my grandmother showed me how. Yeah, you know, so it's like, I feel for Sai, but Sai has to work on herself. Now, I know someone listening might be rolling their eyes. They're like, Sai was a bitch. She was, but I think she was acting out of anger of something completely different. And I hope she looks into herself and gets the help she needs. But also, in the same token, if Sai was out here acting crazy, we would have nothing to talk about.
Because what else are we talking about? Because the thing about it is, it's like, I did the same thing with last season with Rinna because of Lois passing. I'm when it comes to that, I'm like, I'm not touching Rinna with that. I'm not going to like tell them, like, absolutely not. I'm not touching that. I was like, she has my sympathy. She really does. With Sai, it's like, that was the only, like, seeing what happened at the reunion. Also, when it was her and her aunt, like with her mother, sister, and
that moment, I
was just like, see, this is the part of Sai that I'm not saying like her pain is not what I like. I think her just being more of a human than this little, like this robot. Because I got what she said. She's like, I'm not good at showing my emotions. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I don't like doing it. And it's kind of like, based on how she's saying she grew up, I can understand that. She goes on autopilot, like, nope, I don't have the luxury. And then for some people, like, showing their emotions, that's a luxury for some people. Like, I
Listen,
have the luxury of showing my emotions. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. I got to turn it off. I got to put it somewhere else. I got to put it in a closet. I can't. I
because we
can't show
don't
it.
have time. We don't
Right.
have time.
Right.
And even though I will get to a whole separate conversation on race, she's an Afro-Latina woman. She grew up under really extreme circumstances, so she had no choice. So for
Correct.
even just us regular people who had a stable roof over our head and we still had to tough it up, I can't imagine what it was like for her. I can't imagine getting a call from the police department saying you need to pick up your mother.
Yeah.
I can't. I really can't. So I say all this to say, let's give Sai some grace. I think her seeing herself on screen is helpful.
Going to help her.
And also she's an influencer. She's a boss. She works with corporate. Yes, it looks cute. Like all she does is take pictures, but she's had to be accountable to these people. So she just puts on her boss face. She's always working. So she's never had to deal. And I realized for me, that's why I never dealt with my grief, because I went back to school. I went back to work. I went back just doing life that,
I have to keep moving. It's like, I can't sit still. The other thing that I wanted to give Sai like kudos on is when Andy asked the question about the angry Black woman, and she literally deferred to Uba. She's like, I'll let Uba answer this. Because I think she is aware of people don't see me as a Black woman, even though I do identify as that. I'm not a visibly Black woman.
Lady. Yeah,
right.
I'm the brown
skin
lady.
Uba is the one that everybody. She's like, no, I'm gonna let Uba answer this, and I'm like, thank you. So
thank you, ma'am.
So it's like, for me, it's like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's so bad to say. It's such a Black auntie thing to say. Jess was better than me, because I'd have cussed you out.
Listen.
Period. I'd have came there ready for Sai more than anybody else. Sai and Aaron, they can get both of it, but let me just say that my nose would have been wide open for Sai and Aaron for the same and different things at the exact same time. Because y'all played in that woman's face like, we insinuate that. Yes, the hell y'all did.
Yes, y'all did.
You did.